Hello, I'm John McLaughlin. Welcome to another gold session. We're going to be testing the gold strategy Crossfire between gold and USD. If this is the first time you visited the channel, then what I would do is go to the description, go to here where it says playlist and go back to day one. Because what we're going to be doing is covering all through the sessions. What we've done, we've back tested this strategy for 58 days. Currently there's been no losses. But for the purposes of you watching this on YouTube, I've started again, so now we're on day 5 and going forward with the strategy. Currently we've had no losses, and what I do in the sessions, I just tell you what you need to do, how to set the trade up, and I just go through the trade in real time, and it's edited just to make it a bit easier for watching and try and sort of cut it down to about half an hour. So if you're going to get some benefit from this video, then please consider subscribing to the channel, and obviously drop your comments below if you want to learn anything else. And subscribing to the channel really just allows me, it just lets me know that people are interested and I can keep producing content just like this. Okay, so please subscribe and look forward to the session. Here we go. Here we are for another day trading gold with the Crossfire strategy. What I want to do before we get started, currently it's 12:57 and it's the 14th of June. I want to go through the setup and what I've got on the screen here. So as you can see here, I've got trading view open. I've got gold on the US dollar, because obviously gold is traded against the US dollar. And I've got the 15-minute time frame and the 5-minute time frame side by side. So what I do at 13:15, I go and put the indicators on the 15-minute time frame. And then I take all my trade alerts or ideas from the 5-minute time frame, because what I do, I find that the 5-minute is slightly more accurate to get in or to get out of the trade. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go and check the news. So we'll go to my FX book. So myfxbook.com/forex economic calendar. We'll have a look at that. So as you can see, all the ticks here is news that's already passed. And because we're trading gold and gold is set against the US dollar, we're looking at US news, and there's quite a bit today looking at this. Probably sort of a good 7 or 8. Medium news coming up in 31 minutes. Low impact news for the next sort of hour. Medium news in 2 hours and 1 minute. So really we're interested in news in between 1 PM and 3 PM UK time, GMT, because that's when the strategy takes place at the open of the US market. So when you're looking at news, one of the things to be interested in or mindful of is a little bit of low priority news or low impact news. Doesn't really matter. But when you get a lot of news together, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That may well affect the markets. It may not. We don't know. It just depends on what's going to happen with the, as I said before, the banks. The only way the banks can make money is by manipulating the market, and they don't overtly manipulate the market. They do it covertly behind news, and news is an ideal opportunity for them to cash in. So I've got a Forex factory, and we want the calendar. And I've always found this not to be very accurate, or not as accurate, but it's always good to check both. So today is the 14th, June the 14th, and as we can see, it's given us US news at 11 o'clock. That's already gone. Yeah, it's given a little bit of news, but you can see the way this website is kind of structured. I always prefer my FX book. I like that, and I find it gives me slightly better results for news. Let's go back to the charts. Okay, so the way we put the indicators on, what we're looking at doing, we need a box, and this box needs to go between 1300, as you can see on the chart there, and 1500, and we're just going to get rid of the extension of those lines. And we're going to put the trend lines on ready. So we want a trend line for the buy, and we'll put that on there. Again, we're just going to put these on ready. And a trend line on for the sell. Okay, so at 13:15, what I'll do, I'll come back and I'll show you what we're going to do with these trend lines. So the box is between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m, so that's okay. And then at 13:15, we'll then go and place the trend lines in the appropriate way. So I'll show you what to do at 13:15. What I did a little bit earlier, and if you've been following these trainings, you'll know that we've been looking at areas of imbalance. And yesterday we saw that price bounced off imbalance before going and breaking to the downside. And as you can see, yesterday's move was kind of similar in a way to Friday's move. So Friday had this big push, then we had the weekend, then we had yesterday's session, which came all the way down here and continued going slightly south, and here we are today. And as you can see, these levels of imbalance, or any line on a chart, is where the price is either going to bounce or break, and it'll either be a support or resistance zone, and price will possibly respect it. And again, it just gives us an idea of where price may well go. They say 90% of all success in trading is psychology. If you've lost trades by chasing trades, over leveraging, or second guessing your strategy, then you are acting from your emotional brain. The part of your brain called the monkey brain. It makes you act without thinking and then calls you names for losing. Access my brand new resource, Teaching the Monkey to Trade. This training is designed to improve consistency and results, teaching you proven NLP techniques. You'll also get access to an exclusive interview with trader and master NLP practitioner about learning 90% of what it takes to succeed. Get free access to the resource and interview by clicking the direct link in the description below. Okay, it's currently 13:14. Got another 33 seconds before this candle finishes painting, and then we can go and put the trend lines on. Just have a quick look at the way the markets have been. So you can see this, we've got this long period of kind of sideways movement. We have had big pushes in either direction, but in reflection on this one, big push up and big push down, and then back almost going sideways in comparison to this move. So it'll be interesting to see what happens today. Okay, so here we are, 13:15, and now we can go and put these trend lines on. So this is the 15-minute time frame. So what we're going to be doing, put the magnet tool on. And this is the candle 13:15. We want the highest candle next to it, which is this red one. So put that on there, and we'll put this trend line on top of this wick. Okay, see that there? Top of the 13:15 wick. Okay, good. And we can see that the lowest low is the actual 13:15 candle itself, so there's nothing else to the left, it's all above that. So the lower low of this one is the 13:15 candle itself, and we're going to put this horizontal. So that's our trend lines set. Okay, and now we go on to the 5 minute and get the readings off the 5 minute. So what we're looking for is, we're looking for price to move above the green line, which it already has, and we're also looking for our ninja up alert, and we've got the ninja down, haven't got the ninja up. And the reason we haven't got the ninja up is because if you see this PSAR, this parabolic SAR, the parabolic stop and reverse, it's still above it. So when price goes up and touches that, that's when the PSAR will flip underneath, and the conditions should be met to activate the ninja up alert, and then we'll consider getting into a trade. So as well as the parabolic SAR, the other thing you can see is the stochastic, which the majority of the time frames are now in the extreme, apart from obviously the 60-minute. So it's come on this 5-minute time frame. The stochastic has come down to the extreme, which tells me it's been overbought because it's in this area. Now you know when it's been oversold, because then it'll go into the top extreme of the area. So again, looking at that balance of probability, we're looking at possibly that price may potentially push up. Okay, and that's what we're going to be waiting for on this session. The other thing to look at on the 15-minute from yesterday was this area here. This was area of imbalance, and as you can see, it touched just here. So this area of imbalance has now been taken out, so we're just going to remove that. And that was imbalance, look, from the 19th of May. So when does imbalance get taken out? Well, nobody really knows, but that was the 19th of May. Yeah. So still waiting for price to go above, to hit this parabolic SAR. So if you're in this position, just make sure you want to get your MT4 open. Make sure you can place the trades when the opportunity arises. So get that in. If you look at the way price action is going right now, what is happening to the price? Is it going up or down, or is it going sideways? Okay, and it's going sideways, and the possibility for it going sideways is because of this medium impact news that we saw on MyFX book. So is that what's happening right now? If we look into the charts and we're reading into the charts, then we can say, okay, the banks and the financial institutions, the big pension funds, they're consolidated. They're using the consolidation to either take people out of their current stop losses, to then liquidate the market, to then make a big move when this impact news, this medium impact news hits. And it'll be interesting to see. I mean, this is where it is. The news is just here. So what's going to happen when it gets to that point? It'll be interesting. We've got another 10 minutes to see. And again, this is all kind of experience of you do your back testing, and you ask yourself, okay, we've got news coming up. We're currently going sideways, neither up nor down. We're in consolidation. What's going to happen? And when you do your back testing and you go back, what you will see, you will recognize certain patterns, which is certain behaviors based on what's happening with the news, and you know that manipulation is happening. So currently on this time frame, 1:50 before the next candle gets repainted. And then when things get to 13:30, we're going to see some interesting price action. I'm thinking today, I know I never say I'm not Mystic Meg, we don't predict things, but I'm thinking what's going to happen today is that price will probably meander. When it gets to the news, I'm thinking it's going to go up. The parabolic SAR is going to flip, and we may be on for a buy opportunity. Say maybe, because the markets will do whatever they want to do, which means they're going to be manipulated in whichever way they're going to be. But that's what I'm thinking. We're going to go up for the sell. It's not going to be dramatic like it has been on Friday and Monday, but certainly I think we'll be getting in for the buy and achieving our targets for today. So 10 seconds left on this time frame. And I said at the end of the time frame usually is when price sometimes makes a bit of a move. Moves slightly to the north, but nothing too bad. So it's gradually increasing towards that parabolic SAR. We've got another 5 minutes before the news hits, and then we'll just see what happens. Again, trading, it's all about being patient. And you might look at this and go, well, okay, you said that you want to get in a trade when the price goes above or below its trend lines. Well, look, we're above the trend lines here, John. Why don't we get in? And it's because our conditions haven't been met, and also the strategy hasn't been met. So if we get in at this level, then we are considered to be gambling. But here we are. It's just about to touch that PSAR. And again, PSAR's often a good point of support or resistance. And there it is. It's just touched it. Just teasing it on the way. I'm pretty sure next candle it's going to take it out. So we'll get our orders ready. So there we go. See, the PSAR has landed right on that area there. So put your stop loss just below here, and then we're now going to look at maybe on the next candle getting in for the buy. I won't get in right now because news is ahead. Even though we've got the conditions, we've got the ninja up, the PSAR's flipped, it's above the trend line. I'm still not 100% happy about getting in quite yet because of that news. The news will determine which way it's going to go. As you can see, stochastic, that tail is starting to flip up, so it means that it's moving. Even though the stochastic is a lagging indicator, it's not a predictor. It just tells you what's happening, but it just gives you those additional kind of confirmations, those additional probability stacks that I always like. So 2.5 minutes, or 2 minutes 20 seconds on this time frame. And as you can see, what we've got now is we've got that spinning top of a candle, and it's sort of indecision. And I can imagine people have maybe got into the trade, and there's a bit of a fight going on between buyers and sellers. And you don't want to be, it's not a fight you want to be in. You just want to wait, be patient, find out what's going to happen when the news kicks in, and then put your trade on accordingly. Remember that if it goes for the buy, then we're kind of in a position ready. The conditions have been met. If the price suddenly goes down, we've got to wait for this PSAR to flip, and then we want another ninja down to make sure those conditions are met for a sell. And also we want the price to be below this red line. So for a buy, fairly close to being a buy. For a sell, we're a little bit further away. So right now you're going to be poised for getting in for a buy. When I say getting in, just means entering the trade. Okay, 1 minute. Like countdown to the space shuttle launch. You know, the last few times when there's been news, apart from obviously over the weekend, not before and after the weekend, it hasn't really affected it greatly. That's not my caveat, by the way. That's just the facts of what happened. But here we go. So on the next one. So looking at that, still really kind of unsure of itself. I'm tempted to go in for the buy right now. But again, you look at that and you go, yeah, plus pips, no, drawdown. Plus pips, no, drawdown. And it's just a case of just trusting the strategy. And also your own judgment. Okay, well, I'm in for the buy. I'm quite happy that I think it's just settled down a little bit. We'll just see what happens. And again, it's just, you can see now going in for the buy, and it's going up nicely. And that was what was that? 15 seconds. There's your 10 pips in and out. Done. And again, because we haven't got any defined imbalance zones on the chart, we could look at other areas of the chart of where we think it may go, and we can look at that. So again, compared to Friday, compared to Monday yesterday, today's trading, and I said it may go up, it probably won't be as dramatic, but we'll get in, we'll get out, we'll make a 10 pips, we'll make our profits for the day, and that's exactly what we've done. And this is how you want trading to be. You want trading to become just an emotionless process, and have a system that you use, or you come in, you sit behind my charts, you get in, you get out, you get on with your day, and you make your profits for the day. And that's really what you want. And I say, from there, literally in the trade and out the trade, I don't even think it was 20 seconds. Yeah. So the next thing we'll want to be looking at is, I want to go through this on some separate training about being able to install things like the exit manager. Now with the exit manager, what I can do on this particular strategy, it worked perfectly, because if I go up for 10 pips, then I go and cash out like I just have, then that's me done, finished for the day, thanks very much. Now with the exit manager, what you can do is you can take out a percentage of your profits, so you're banking profits, but then the trade will also stay open and collect additional pips. So if I take out, say, 75% of my profits, then, and this price then continues to go up, then it will take back 20. It will keep a 25% stake open, so it will take up more pips as well. That's something that we've again, the community we've got access to that for free. Called the exit manager, and again, it just makes sense it makes good business sense if profits are there to be had. And also within the exit manager, you also configure your stop loss, so if it comes down 2 or 3 pips, or however you want to do it, then it will also take you out of the trade as well, so it's very safe. Okay, so what I'm going to do is come back at 3 o'clock. I'll probably come back a little bit later if there's anything of interest, but today is a bit more of a relaxed day. It's Tuesday. We haven't got the volatility or the unpredictability sometimes of a Monday, and certainly not of Friday. So had a very nice day, very gentlemanly if you like, just in and out of trade. So I'm going to come back a bit later and see what the market brings. It's just gone 3 o'clock, and as you can see from the 5-minute time frame, this is what's happened over the course of the session. So as I said at the start of the session, nothing really happened too exciting. It kind of meandered around. The news didn't really affect it that much. And one of the things that I said at the start of the session is always have a good look, have a perspective of what's happened in the past, and have a look at what's happening in the current day. And as we can see, these big moves, this is the 15-minute, as I said before, the Friday, the Monday. This is the start of today's session. Price moved up at the open of the session, of the UK session, and then at the open of the American session, the US market, this is what we had, and this is what we play with. And we got in just around here. We made a 10 pips. It went up to about 14 pips before it started to come back down again. And what you sometimes find is that when you have a day like this, sometimes at the end of the session, you sometimes get moves, again, more trade opportunities that you can take. But again, nice and steady, nice and simple. We kind of knew, we didn't know, but we kind of predicted, we kind of had an idea of what the market would do based on previous activity, and also based on the news that was coming up as well. And it kind of did. It did what we thought it would. So again, a very steady day. I hope you enjoyed this session. I hope you got some out of it. And if you remember what I spoke about before, I spoke about imbalance and those imbalance zones. So tomorrow we're going to be looking at moving averages and how we can look at the price action based on moving averages and adding those to a chart as well. So I'm going to be going over that, how to set the moving averages up. Really simple and straightforward, and just gives you more more points of commonality, just to have a look at those trades and see where price action may well go. So thanks for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you on another session tomorrow. Speak soon. Bye for now.